Well, hello. Welcome to the Morning Touch. I'm Dalton Campbell. Morning Touch, always brought to you by Samaritan Touch Homeless Services. You can find Samaritan Touch Homeless Services at www.samaritantouch.org. Give us a visit. Check out our website. We'll be glad that you stopped by. Today on the Morning Touch, I'm going to talk with you about when the great ones pass on. Stand by from God's own word as we study from his word to be encouraged. Thanks for listening. See you in a moment. You know, the Bible talks about what happens when the great ones pass. Today we were made aware of the death of Dr. Charles Stanley, who preached the gospel for more than 50 years, dedicated his life to the study of the Bible and encouragement and preaching and teaching. And now, at the age of 90, he's been called home. Like so many others in these modern times who we've seen come and who've gone on. What do we do? What is our role when the great ones pass on? I'm reminded of Joshua chapter 1, verses 1 and 2, which is the text for today. Now, after the death of Moses, the servant of the Lord, it came to pass that the Lord spake unto Joshua, the son of Nun, saying, Moses, minister, saying, Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise and go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to you, even unto the children of Israel. Moses, my servant, is dead. Now therefore arise and go over this Jordan, thou and all this people, unto the land which I do give to them, even the children of Israel. Verse 2 is powerful because, my friends, it is appointed unto man once to die, and after this the judgment. But when the great among us, or those that we term great among us, pass on, what do? Dr. Adrian Rogers passed on. Dr. Billy Graham passed on. Dr. Jack Evans Sr., great preacher, passed on. Dr. Charles Stanley passed on, like so many others. Faithful men of God, preachers of the gospel, dedicated their life, but they too had to walk through that door called death. When these deaths happen, they top the headlines worldwide because of the impact and the example of the lives of men such as Rogers, Graham, Evans, and Stanley. For the Christian, the blue-collar Christian, it invokes two responses. One, it makes us look ahead to that great day of anticipation. When we all get to heaven, what a day of rejoicing it would be. When we all see Jesus, we'll sing and shout the victory. We're reminded that faithfulness has its reward. And then, of course, the second reminder, when the great ones pass, is that there must be someone left to stand up. Stand up for Jesus, you soldiers of the cross. Lift high the royal banner. It must not suffer loss. Pastor Adrian Rogers, he passed. Pastor Billy Graham, he passed. Dr. Jack Evans Sr., great preacher, he passed. Charles Stanley, he passed. But it all must go on, my friends. These men have labored. They have finished their labor. They have stood firm, faithful, and true. What's left is you and I. What do? The great ones motivate us and they encourage us to remain faithful. So, my friends, it does not stop with their deaths. What doesn't stop? The great ones pass on, for it is appointed unto man once to die, and after this, the judgment. The great ones pass on, but it calls upon us to stand up and lead, my friends. We must fill the gap by continuing to preach the word. When Moses died, God told Joshua, get up. Moses, my servant, is dead. Get up and go over this Jordan into the land that I've given to you and to the children of Israel. My friends, the call upon the death of the great ones is for us to fill the gap, to continue to preach the word. 2 Timothy chapter 4, verses 1 and 2. Preach the word and be instant, in season and out of season, reproving, rebuking, and exhorting with all long suffering and doctrine. It's right in this book. When the great ones pass, this book is still here. When the great ones pass, like Dr. Charles Stanley, we must stand up for Jesus. We must be motivated, knowing that the fight must continue. It doesn't stop with Adrian Rogers. It doesn't stop with Billy Graham. It doesn't stop with Charles Stanley. It doesn't stop with Jack Evans. It doesn't stop with any great one that we consider great that passes on. Our challenge is that we must stand up and be motivated, knowing the fight must continue. The mandate to preach the gospel was not just given to Charles Stanley, Dr. Evans, Adrian Rogers, Billy Graham, and other great ones who passed on. The mandate was handed to every Christian and to every child of God. Therefore, Matthew chapter 28, verses 18 through 20 tells us that we must go into the world and preach the gospel like they did in the book of Acts. We must go in the world, preach the gospel, and turn the world upside down with the truth, because the truth is what sets men and women free. The truth is what builds a relationship with God. And it is up to you and I to spread the gospel truth to every heart and to every soul. We must stand united, bearing one another's burdens, fulfilling the law of Christ, Galatians 6, 1 and 2. And we must finish strong, like these men finished strong. We must finish strong. You may not be a big name preacher, finish strong. You may not hold a position in a mega church, finish strong. You may not have written all types of books that have been read by millions, but finish strong. The goal is to be bright in the corner where you are and finish strong in that corner. Finish right in that corner. Finish faithful in that corner. Revelations 2:10. We must be faithful unto death to receive the crown of life. My friends, that's your work and my work. Your mission and my mission is to finish strong, my friends. And then, of course, keep in mind, faith is the victory that overcomes the world. Dr. Rogers knew that. Billy Graham knew that. Dr. Stanley knew that. Dr. Evans knew that. My friends, every great one that's passed through here, that's been given that wand, knew and knows that faith is the victory that overcomes the world. And we must seize that victory. We must seize that faith and believe that God is a rewarder of those that diligently seek him. Hebrews 11, chapter 6. So, chapter 11, verse 6. My friends, what's the word? The word of the day in light of the passing of Dr. Charles Stanley is this: remain a hard fighting soldier on the battlefield. If they were speaking to us right now, Dr. Stanley, Dr. Evans, Dr. Rogers, Billy Graham, they would all say the same thing. Remain a hard fighting soldier on the battlefield. And whatever you do, child of God, finish the course and finish the race. Like Paul said in 2 Timothy 4:7-8. My friends, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the course. I have kept the faith. Henceforth is laid up for me a crown of righteousness that fadeth not away. A crown not only available to me, but available to all who are faithful and love his appearing. My friends, now is the time in 2023 for us to fill the gap, be motivated to continue the fight, to bear one another's burdens, and help each of us finish strong, and remain the hard-fighting soldier on the battlefield, realizing faith is the victory that overcomes the world. My friends, that's the morning touch today. With sadness we come with the loss of a great one, but let us be motivated that the message from heaven itself is that we be like Joshua. We stand up in faith and we lead. We walk towards that great promise and we lead. Remain a hard-fighting soldier on the battlefield. Let's finish the course. Let's finish the race in Jesus' name. God bless you. God keep you. Have a great day. See you next time on The Morning Touch.